Hello, Christy with MamieGraceDesigns. I'm just coming to you real quickly today. I have 3 little update topics, and I made short clips around about each thing, and they were filmed at different times, not today, but it's time to get them out. So they're too long to be shorts on YouTube, so it's just going to be one very short episode of MamieGraceDesigns. I'm talking to you about the Sunde top because there were things that I forgot to say that I should have included that were important. So I'm including those. And then an update on the Stornoway sweater. I'm showing you I called it my swatch. Really, it's the beginning of my sweater. It's the back part. I've started it. And then I did a little update on my yarn organization. So enjoy these little clips. And this will be probably my shortest video ever. Next week will come back with hopefully, I need to finish up Baby Oliver's blanket because time is short on that. My Folk Rabbit sweater, which is a test knit, and it's due the end of this month. But I can't share that until release day, so that'll be mid-April. But I am finishing that one. And then I have another test knit for Andrea Gone that is underway. I haven't worked on it much because I'm prioritizing these other 2 first. So anyway, all that, enjoy. Thank you for being here, and I'll see y'all next week sometime. Okay, thanks. Okay, a couple of things I wanted to say about this sweater that I forgot to say last time when I featured it. This is the Sunde, I believe that's the correct way to say it. Sunde top by Susanna Kaartinen. Sana & Co. is also her business, I don't know. In Lina magazine, she's listed as Susanna Kaartinen. I think her friends and family call her Sana. Anyway, Hank, hello. So one huge thing that I forgot to say is that this sweater has bust darts. That's huge. Not many sweaters have bust darts, which is a great accommodation that Susanna makes for women who have large chest sizes or a big difference between their upper bust and their full bust. And so she made bust darts. Now, I did the test knit with her, and part of being in a test is helping work out kinks and mistakes. So all of you who might think you want to do a test knit, just be warned that things like this can happen. So there was an error in the pattern, and my bust dart, so my full bust is right here, just below the V of the neck. I don't know if y'all can see my dogs, they're right here playing. But my bust dart is actually down here when it should be up. It's about 2 inches lower than it should be. And that was an error in the pattern that Susanna didn't figure out until I was already done with mine. So I did not rip out and start over because that literally would have been starting over the entire sweater. And I am going to make another one. And honestly, I don't feel like I need the bust darts. She had 4 sizes of bust darts. Okay, you two, go on. Okay, I had to kick my dogs out. They wouldn't stop wrestling. So I think I was saying that I don't feel like I need the bust darts. Susanna had 4 sizes of bust darts, A, B, C, and D. I did the size A. My sweater is a size 4 with the A bust darts. And you had to have at least 2 inches of difference between your upper bust and your full bust to need a bust dart. And I did tell her in the early time, right when we started the test, that, I've had many sweaters where I've knit the sweater according to pattern, and it was short. And it's short because the distance of coming out takes off length. And she goes, that's exactly why I'm doing bust darts, which I so appreciate that. Such a thoughtful detail for a designer to put in there. But it was her first time to do bust darts, and there was a mistake. So I don't think it's terribly noticeable. I will wear the sweater with no qualms. It's kind of under the arm here, and it's on the side, and it doesn't bother me. But it is low, just FYI. And let's see, was there anything? I also will say, so you had to keep track of the stripe pattern, and you had to keep track of your decreasing or increasing, and then you had to keep track of bust darts. So it was complicated, and I almost quit at one point. When I had to rip out this whole side, I was like, okay, can I do this? Am I capable of this? Am I doing this right? I had a hard time, but it grew me. I made it, and it grew me. and I got it right. I think I talked about this in the last one. I did 2 colors of my stripes. Yeah, I did talk about this. And that made it a little bit more difficult. Over here on the side where it seamed, which is right here, I had 2 of the same color side by side. And this side had the same, but it's the light blue. I hope you can see that. Oh, and okay, so I have now put the elastic in my sweater, the V, and it's perfect. I'm very happy with that. When I first put the elastic in, I had this big ruffly mess. I had it a little too tight. I just had to loosen it up, and now it's perfect. I'm very pleased with that. So thank you to Stephanie of Edible Thoughts Makes, because that was her tip. Okay, that's all I have to say about this sweater. And I think that's it for right now. Just did a swatch for the Stornoway sweater with the light pink, and I'm in love. This is it, going with the light pink. I couldn't decide between the hot pink and the light pink. I asked for input on my last episode, and I've just made my mind up. Okay, quick update on my yarn organization. I have now labeled all my containers. You can see that. And this is serving me very well. I have been stash diving like crazy. Proud of that. Although I do have some yarn acquisitions to share in this video. I'm going to talk about it. I've got all my bags over here, just kind of hanging on the side. I used some carabiners and some, what do they call that? Paracord. I just made this little bag. Isn't that cute? Has an outside pocket there. I can't remember if I talked about this. I don't think I've talked about this yet. I think it's the cutest thing. And I've added this to hold my needles. I know I have a ridiculous amount of needles. I've got another one of these that I'm gonna hang right below. I bought this little table thing off of Facebook Marketplace, and it's got storage under here. And that is so that when I pull like a container off of here, I can sit it right here while I open it up. But at first I was putting it on the back of my chair, and you know, that's not a real steady surface. Plus it smushes my cushion. So this is working perfectly. I'm thrilled with that. Now if I would just quit buying yarn, and that's got storage in there, which is even better. These little mini sets I'm gonna put on, what do you call these things? Push pins when I get that going. So I'm pleased with my storage system. It's working well.